Balake, where is Balake at?
My name's Blake.
Do you want to go to war, Balake? I'm for real. Ron.
Happy Labor Day, everybody.
Happy Labor Day.
Hey, Reese, you like my new hat?
I really like that hat on you. I like it more on Goliath, but I like it on you too.
Yes.
How did you get him to sit for that? I barely could get a Christmas hat on Bo for pictures.
I wasn't even involved. My middle child did that all on her own.
Oh, how cute.
My middle child, Brighton, did a little photo shoot with the dog, Goliath. And Goliath was wearing this hat, and he sat still like a good boy. And
that's so cute.
He is one of the most, well, I was going to say like compliant, but I guess that's accurate. Like this dog absolutely has to have the intelligence of, I don't know, a 6-year-old. Like these Labradoodles, and he's 3/4 poodle, 1/4 lab. So these poodles and poodle, hybrids or whatever the right word is, are so smart. It is insane. It's insane how smart this dog is.
Yeah. Bo is pretty smart too. Now he's a lot younger than Goliath. He'll be 2 in a couple weeks actually. So he's still kind of like puppy, kind of dumb sometimes, but they are smart. Like I can tell he's smart. He's just not quite there. By the way, guys, these hats are not, this isn't just something I had lying around. This is from John
Sostovsky. Thank you, John Sostovsky.
And I thought it was fitting for me because I'm a Cancer sign.
The crab. That's the crab.
That's the crab.
I'm a Libra, and this represents the scales.
Oh, so your birthday's coming up.
It is coming up at the end of September.
Okay. That's good for us to know.
And I am absolutely in love with this hat. I mean, I'm going to find reasons to wear this hat. There's going to be like a Ringo Starr concert downtown Clearwater. I'm wearing the hat.
What about when you fly on Wednesday? I think you should wear it.
That would be really great if I wore this to the airport. And the truth is, this thing can probably fold up small enough to like fit in my bag.
Yeah. It's a good sun hat. That's a good sun hat to keep you from, if you go to the beach, I would wear that.
Oh my God. Could you imagine if I got off the plane in LA and I'm walking through the concourse like this, just waiting for my Uber, acting like nothing's wrong, just pretending like I'm not wearing the hat. How's it going, dude?
Totally don't say a thing. Just, yeah, I'm Aaron. I'm here. Thank you. Yeah, guys. I got a box of fun hats. Aaron and I were trying to decide. I got this shark hat from John, but it doesn't look the same when you put it on. So we decided on the crab or the lobster, what have you. And we're going to go from there. John, I'm sure will continue to send us more. I also got a wolf hat, but that will be probably into fall. I would say we'll wear that more into transition into fall.
She did try them on before. I do like the wolf hat is very funny looking.
He's fun too.
If the shark hat looked like a shark while you were wearing it, it would be very funny.
I think I'll wear it during Shark Week. Oh, look.
That's for sure. Oh my God.
Thank you, John. You know me so well. Yeah, this is nice. This is a nice, comfortable hat.
Aaron, I want to talk to Goliath because of the hat. Guys, if you go on YouTube to my community tab, you can see the photo that I posted of Goliath wearing this hat. To me, he has the look in his eyes of, help me.
He kind of did, but it was so cute. It was so cute.
Oh my God. Let's see. John says, glue the hair to the back of that hat. Oh my God. Yes. So like,
oh, that's a great idea.
For those who may not have seen previously.
Wait. Can you put that hat over because it could cover that hat and then just leave the hair.
God, let me try that.
Aaron, if that works, my life will be complete. You guys. Yes. It kind of works, Aaron.
It almost works. If I clipped it like that. Oh, if I clipped it like that. Hold on, let me get it flowing like Billy Ray.
Oh my God. You need to wear that on the plane. Holy crap.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the best thing I've seen.
Happy Labor Day, y'all.
Probably this lifetime, I would say.
Happy Labor Day.
I'm
gonna stick with the blue one for.
It's complete. Maybe John can send you a mullet wig. and then you could wear that with the hat.
Yeah, it would be a shame to have to, amputate it would be a shame to have to, amputate the hair off of that hat.
It would. I love that hat. John, see what you can do. I know that if anybody can do it, you can do it, John. He is a capable man.
You can do it. Tammy Moore, I need the lobster ears. It is, they are really funny.
It's a good time. It is. I enjoy this a lot.
Big hat, no cattle. All hat. That cowboy's all hat, no cattle. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying, but that was a great little joke, Aaron.
My two fave SPTV heroes. Love you guys. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht. Gute Nacht. That's good night in German. Gute Nacht.
I guess that. Yeah, I guess that much. Thank you, Tintin.
Jawohl. Danke. Danke schon. Hey, so you went to the fair. Was it a fair or was it just was it a Boy Scout event? What was the thing that you went to?
No, it was like a fair, of sorts. I know it was because there was a lot of shirtless guys and a lot of chubby people eating turkey legs. You're at a fair when you see. I saw some woman like tearing into a turkey leg, like veins and tendons, and I was like,
But it wasn't like the Renfen, right? It was just a normal
fair. No, it wasn't that.
Were there rides?
Yeah, there were rides. There were carnies, creepy carnies, and then there was a big, huge guy pushing a stroller with a beard like down to his knees, and he was like, "Get back in that stroller! You want me to slap you again?" I was like, "Oh yeah, we're definitely at a fair. We're at a fair in Missouri. I knew it. It was pretty gross, but yeah, no, it was a good time. I found some food that was edible for me. I had some pineapple whip. That was good. But yes, I showed our creepy friend, our creepy dude.
Yes, the guy wearing sunglasses outside at night.
Sunglasses at night. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I saw a question in here. I'm trying to find it about a particular. Here it is. I had one of these for the first time just a couple years ago, and I could not believe how delicious they were.
Oh my God. I would crap my pants. That's no gallbladder, hands off.
Oh, you've never had one?
No, and I never will, guys. I don't process fat.
I'll tell you what, I never would have as well. I mean, I never would have either. But so I live about 20 minutes from Busch Gardens, the amusement park. And there used to be on the way back from Busch Gardens, like between Busch Gardens and the freeway, right on one of the major intersections, there was this huge just like setup for just carnival food. Like it wasn't a carnival. It was just drive-through carnival food. And it wasn't even a brick and mortar establishment. It was like set up with tents, and there was like a dirt driveway, and you came through, and it had the most amazing carnival food. And they would come to your window. I mean, drive through. You have people come into your window, take your order, you drive up, they give it to you. I'd never even heard of such a thing. But I was like, wow, the kids are like, oh, can we have some of that? I was like, yeah, let's give it a shot. And when they showed us what those deep fried Oreos looked like, I was like, give me 3 bags. And it sounds gross, but it is.
It does sound gross. It sounds gross to me.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I can't do that kind of food much. I mean, I think I could go for some nachos 100%. I did get 1 piece of cheese pizza for $10.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that was a lot. Otherwise, though, it was a good time. It was fun. But yeah, the booth, I have to tell you, it was completely dark, guys. Sun was not setting. It was totally dark. And that dude was just straight up Men in Black style. What's this now?
Casey, Kat, Aaron, and Reese, you inspired me to go down a rabbit hole of my Kansas City Scientology neighbors and leave a fun Yelp review on Scientology's Yelp page. Reese, you have hit Mugs Up Independence you have to hit Mugs Up in Independence for a Whizburger and root beer. Oh, Jesus. Have you hit Mugs Up in Independence for a Whizburger and root beer yet?
Casey Cat, that's great that you promote that. I can't, so I don't eat hamburgers, but yes, Jeff and Huxley love going there. As a matter of fact, that's where they were on that live. Remember the night we drank and I thought Jeff was going to come down and check on me? No, they were at Mugs Up getting like root beer floats. So,
is there like only one? Is like the one in Independence like the only one that exists or something?
I really couldn't tell you. I don't know the Missouri side very well. I used to live on the Kansas side. That's kind of where I came from. That's where my house was. I'm more used to the Kansas side of things. And like I said, I don't leave my zip code much. But yeah, no, Casey Cat, I think they really enjoy it. Jeff's a chubby man, so he probably is easy to please when it comes to a whiz burger and a root beer.
So you're not a vegetarian, are you?
No, I mean, I will eat some meat, but not a lot. We've chatted about that. And I just don't eat a lot of meat. It makes me feel like Hannibal Lecter.
I totally do not remember talking about that.
That's because we've talked so much. We've covered it all.
So no, I feel like I would have remembered if you were like, I don't eat hamburgers. So do you not eat steak either? Or is it just you don't like ground beef?
I will eat every once in a while a steak from our favorite steak restaurant in Kansas City because they're the only ones that can make it well done for me. But yeah, I like it like leather and no pink. So I don't eat a lot of steak. And I don't eat hamburger. Sometimes I'll eat bacon. I like a BLT, but I've never had a pork chop before. I've never had seafood in my life. I've never had fish. We talked about this.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, check this out. Peace Ladies suggesting try the baseball hat backwards.
What?
I mean,
you would look like Cousin It.
I'm not sure I would ever recover from that.
I
can't do that.
I was gonna say it's gonna make your face all itchy. You won't see your eyeballs.
It's gonna make my face so itchy.
Yeah, no.
Michelle Carpenter says Aaron in 2 hats is the best thing since melted ice. Dawn in Wyoming says, I'm here, Reese and Aaron. My internet and phone keep going in and out since I've subscribed to all of the SP channels. On Reese is on my phone, Aaron's on my work. Like, I get the idea.
Yeah, thank you, Dawn. I love Dawn. She's really awesome, sweet.
Dawn.
What do you think about that? Okay, you're just going through super. I want to chat with you about the Dianetics booth.
Oh yeah. So so my thought was, well, first of all, anyone wearing sunglasses at night is weird, especially when you're doing something that requires interacting with humans. Like, it's one thing if he's up on stage performing or something, or I don't know, walking.
Yeah, or like just trying to be cool. But like Scientology and Dianetics already is kind of a creepy, mysterious thing. So to like have a dude standing there with pamphlets from Men in Black style, I thought it was weird. The only thing on my live yesterday, some people were like, maybe because Dan gave him a black eye. I mean, he could have had like a medical condition. Maybe he was just dilated like an hour ago. I don't know. But I thought it was weird.
Yeah. I remember having a thought because I thought I saw you say something speculating as to whether, or someone was speculating whether they might be Sea Org members. Did that come up?
Yeah, Jeff, I said to Jeff, I took pictures of all of them and I said, I don't recognize any of these people. And he was like, you wouldn't. They were probably all Sea Org.
So my only thought about that is there was one dude in the photo who sort of had the sides of his head shaved. He sort of had a bit of a mullet going. And all I would say is Sea Org members aren't allowed to have weird haircuts like that. But it could, theoretically speaking, it could have been a mixture of Sea Org and non-Sea Org.
That guy?
Yeah, you would not be allowed to have a haircut like that, usually, for the most part, in the Sea Org.
Okay. Well, I mean,
But here, pull him up again. Pull him up again.
I wear my sunglasses at night.
That's funny.
Person in the living room.
He does. I mean, this is going to sound weird. He does kind of look like a Sea Org member. I just feel like someone would have told him the haircut was not okay.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you can't be looking out PR.
Yeah.
In the Sea Org. This lady was cute. She was handing out promo as well. I mean, here's kind of a side view of her. She looks like Sea Org to me.
Yeah. I mean, these days, staff members are kind of looking more and more like Sea Org members because that trickle-down effect, there's more Sea Org members in the orgs these days, like holding the network posts like FBO and Flag Rap and LRH Com sometimes.
My future's so bright. I gotta wear shades.
Yeah. Like I say, there's no way that dude's a Sea Org member. Were they doing the stress test, the e-meter stress test?
Oh, yeah. There was quite a few people in that booth having stress tests done.
And you didn't recognize any of them? Interesting. Were they succeeding in getting people to come in and sit down at the sit down for the stress test?
There was like 4 people sitting down in the booth. Yeah.
Wow. I wonder how many people like the word Scientology. I think it has a high recognizability these days. I actually suspect that Dianetics has less
Agreed.
recognizability.
I think people don't relate the two who don't know much about it.
Right. Yeah. Because I think if an org had to choose between putting up a Dianetics tent or putting up a volunteer minister's tent, which leans more heavily into Scientology than Dianetics, I think they'd go Dianetics like 6 out of 7 times these days.
Yep. Dianetics, for some reason, is kind of more under the radar. Like, you don't correlate Dianetics and Scientology unless you know. But
yeah,
don't you agree?
Yeah. Well, do you remember the policy where L. Ron Hubbard said organizations were supposed to actually have 2 separate entrances to the building? One was supposed to be the Dianetics Foundation entrance, and the other one was supposed to be the Church of Scientology entrance, because it was considered that they were 2 completely different public. That Dianetics is marketed as a science of the mind. Scientology is marketed as like a religious philosophy. And he was like, don't confuse the 2. They're different public. It's easier to sell Dianetics than it is to sell Scientology. That's another interesting thing that sort of fell away over the years. The emphasis on Dianetics, it seems like it's sort of fallen off when it's one of those strange things, because it's one of the things in the history of Scientology that was actually extremely successful, pushing Dianetics. It's easy to sell people that what's wrong with their lives is not their fault, and it's the fault of these bad recordings that you have in your mind. And through some simple, cheap auditing, you can get rid of those things. Like, that's an easy sales proposition.
Yeah, and not a lot of us honestly have anything to do with Dianetics. Once you're a seasoned Scientologist, I mean, you don't do much in Dianetics. It really kind of solely is for new public. Don't you agree?
I totally agree. I mean, I never even read the book Dianetics until after I'd already left the Sea Org. Like, I did not read Dianetics until I was maybe 30 years old.
Oh yeah, I just did the course a few years ago.
Is that
right? I had a hard time on that book. That was a difficult book for me. Very difficult book. Did you watch the little videos that went with it? I had to leave. Well, not leave. I guess I watched them in the course room with the headphones, but like there was like a little DVD player, and I would just watch them all the time because I had such a hard time.
So you must have done either the Hubbard Dianetics Auditor course or the Hubbard Dianetics Seminar course.
No, I didn't do either one. I was doing the basics. I just did the Dianetics course.
Just the books and lecture course.
Yeah, book and lecture course.
I don't remember watching any of the videos on that course.
There were no videos with it. It was just videos that like you could sell to a public. It was like a DVD, and you could sell that to like a brand new person. So Brenda would have me go watch it all the time, like just because I just apparently didn't have enough mass. I wasn't getting it. I had a hard time with that book.
That's right. I remember those Dianetics how-to audit videos. In fact, that's one of the things you could order on the infomercials, the late night infomercials, is call now and get your how-to Dianetics auditor kit. And it had those videos on it. Yeah.
That's creepy.
I remember one of the reasons it was so hard for me to make it through Dianetics is because the procedure given in the book Dianetics is in some ways the exact opposite of the procedure that you follow in New Era Dianetics or Scientology auditing. And I was like, and in my head, I had stuck in my head what L. Ron Hubbard said, which is that there's no such thing as old technology. There's no such thing as technology we don't use anymore. If I said it or I wrote it, it's still valid and we still use it. And I'm thinking, growing up as a good little Scientology tech person, you're taught one way that auditing works. You're taught why it works. You're taught it only works this way. And then you read Dianetics and you're like, how could this also work if it's the procedure's the reverse? How could it also work?
That's true. That's true.
And it was just messing with me so much. It was hard to read the book.
Yeah. I mean, would you say that was one of the harder books for you to read?
Absolutely. I didn't understand half of the stuff. Demon circuits and shit. I'm like,
yes.
What?
Yes. The demon circuits. It was I honestly don't remember much in that book.
Yeah.
It was just a blur. It was really difficult.
Yeah. So at the fair in that tent, so they got all the Dianetics branding. They got the Dianetics t-shirts. They got the e-meters out. That's also the other funny thing, that they're using an e-meter and doing these stress tests. To be honest, nothing to do with the book Dianetics. But they're just like, oh, look, you've got stress on this. Oh, Dianetics can help you. Buy this book. They're like, they're not even related.
No, it's super weird. It's super weird. I was, like I say, I was surprised. One, so the last thing I went to a fair was last September, I think, in Blue Springs, which is a different town, but not far from me. And Doug went to do book sales. And I walked by the tent and it was him and one other guy. And I would say there were 4 or 5 people manning that tent the other night. I mean, there was 3 of them standing out front, handing out. Aaron,
I'm listening. I swear.
Are you?
3 of them standing outside.
You're too excited about your hat.
3 of them.
I mean, I have to
outside.
be honest. I'm kind of distracted too. Every time I nod, I love that his little flippers do this. These are such cool hats, John. Yeah, there was like 2 or 3 in the tent sitting down with the meter, and then there were 3 outside. I was surprised. Creepy sunglass man. That was weird. I just feel like you're not approachable if you do that. You're standing there handing out flyers with sunglasses on in the dead of night. Like it's right. Dark, dark, dark. You're not approachable. I would almost think that someone would be like, take those off. So maybe he did have some, maybe Dan whacked him in the face.
Yeah. Maybe Dan did his worst fax machine damage and, said, get your ass out there and sell some books, make up the damage. I had to put your ethics in. I'll send you the bill. Go out there and sell some books.
He had one last hurrah because the org's now getting rid of all the fax machines. So we probably whacked him before they came and took all the Apple Watches and fax machines.
Yeah. Damn, I was just going to ask you another question about that tent. It's also such a weird thing to do. I mean, I guess they'll put those tents up anywhere, but it's like at a fair, like it's not even a book fair. It's like a carnival fair and you're selling Dianetics books.
Yeah, it's a weird random like Dianetics books right next to the turkey legs and the light up toys for kids. It was just weird. It was
that's what I was going to ask you. Did anyone give you seem to notice that you were taking photos and try to approach you or anything?
No, I got a little scared, but I just walked by with my phone and I was kind of walking forward and I was just snapping pictures. I didn't want to like get in front of them and start taking pictures because then I would have been like, boy, do I have a stress test for you guys. I was declared. Run. I mean, I don't know. Would they do you think nowadays when they do a declare in an org, do you think they put like your picture with it?
They've never done that. Well, the only use of pictures that I'm aware of is the security staff at Sea Org bases, like here in Flag, here at Flag in Clearwater, for sure at Celebrity Center in LA, for sure at PAC on L. Ron Hubbard Boulevard in LA. The security staff are given a photo book of the SPs that are either in the area or the high profile SPs that might come to the area so that they can visually recognize.
Wow.
Whoever it is Scientology considers the SPs worthy of being in the photo book. They practice, they drill on those photos.
It's like the FBI's most wanted list.
Yep.
Do you think you're in it?
Yep.
How do I get there?
I'll tell you one of the reasons I think I'm in it. Remember, I went and spoke to a Sea Org member a few weeks ago at Comic-Con in Tampa.
Yeah,
there was a Sea Org member who works at Author Services who was manning the booth, and she's one of the people who always mans the booths at these events. So I just knew that she would be there. And her folks haven't been able to speak with her for many, many, many years, and so I just went just with a very simple message. Hey, just come and let you know your folks would hope to be able to hear from you again. And of course, if you ever want to leave, you know who to contact. And she just very politely said, I know who you are. Kind of nicely, like, I know who you are. I was like, oh, you do? She goes, you're Aaron. She said it very, very sweetly and nicely. You're Aaron. I said, yeah, that's right. I'm Aaron.
Celeb style. All right.
And I said, look, and this is a person I did not know in the Sea Org. I did not know her in Scientology. There's no reason for her to know who I am other than the fact that she would have been warned about me probably Um, maybe specifically because she was coming to Tampa, but maybe she already knew about me. Maybe they already warned her in general,
Yeah.
because she is one of these people who interacts with the public, Author Services. They have these Writers of the Future contests and Illustrator of the Future contests, and they interact with the public, and so I guess they go to these public events. They need to know if they're being ambushed by somebody. So, but she was very polite, and she shook my hand.
Really?
Yeah, I said, look, I didn't want to make a big scene or anything. I just wanted to give you the message. And she goes, I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. But also like these public facing people, like they do sort of practice not overly exaggeratedly responding to triggers. You know what I mean? Like if all it took was me showing up for her to like, get away from me and make a scene in public or something, that would end up making them look crazy. So they sort of, I believe they do practice.
I'm sure they drill that.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
What she didn't know, and what I don't mind saying now, is part of how we arranged this is I had one of my friends come with me, and he approached the kiosk to act interested in a book so that she would come over to him and come away from the people she was chit-chatting with. And then once she approached him, I then walked up next to him, but still pretending not to be associated with him, and had my conversation. Except when I finished my conversation and I walked away, my buddy was stuck talking to her for like another 5 minutes because he didn't want to acknowledge that he was there with me.
Oh my God. You didn't tell me that.
I'm off to the side waiting to see if my buddy's going to buy a book. I'm like, I thought she had you there. So I thought you were going to buy a book.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. That's funny. I did not know that part of the story.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, that's cool that she was polite, but I'm really not surprised. They drill those guys on that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's one thing if I showed up with like, a megaphone and a sign and I'm making a scene, but I'm just like, hey, look, your folks.
That's not your style.
Your folks miss you. They'd love to hear from you again. And of course, if you ever want to leave. And I was almost saying it like wink, wink. Like, I know this is, I know this is a ridiculous thing to say to you, but I'm just going to say it. I wasn't like, oh, it's so serious. And if you want to, like, I was not being very serious. I was just being, real with her,
Right.
Yeah.
I get it.
So I do wonder, I guess my point in telling that story was if you had gone in there and sat down and done a stress test and been like, oh, I've got so much stress. I started getting so much stress. I was labeled a suppressive person even, and that's caused a lot of stress. And then my folks, my in-laws had to disconnected from me, and my son doesn't see his grandparents. Like, I think they wouldn't have freaked out. They would have been like, oh, I'm so sorry, but look, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Okay. Yeah. Like,
I don't know if I could do it. That's a good idea. I should have thought about doing that. They don't look very trained to me though. Do you think they would react that way? I feel like they'd be like, you gotta go. Right. This isn't funny.
It would probably be hit and miss on who you're dealing with there. Cause those guys haven't exactly done a lot of social, media PR training or anything like that.
Probably not. No, they're just randos. And like even Doug, Doug just volunteers to do that every weekend. I mean, he's a seasoned Scientologist, so he wouldn't freak out, but I could totally see him being like, okay, I'm going to have to ask you to go now.
Yeah.
Like, it would be like how it went down when everybody just deleted and blocked me overnight. I guarantee you they'd be like super nice. And then once I said I'm declared, they'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
You need to step out. Like they would probably just like all the feeling and emotion leaves the face. They'd probably do that's how I imagined it when I got declared. I mean, I don't know if I got declared. I'm sure I've been declared, but literally everybody, I lost hundreds of Facebook friends and I couldn't even search for them. They just blocked me. So it was like the emotion just left. The feeling was gone.
Yeah. I wonder if those fairgrounds or, the property that everything was set up on, if that's considered public property or private property. Because one of the things that they would risk if they like really treated you like rudely and with disrespect if you were to sit down, is you could spend the entire rest of the evening standing outside the tent being like, don't go in there. It's a cult. Don't go in there. It's a cult. They're just trying to take your money. Don't go in there. And now if you're on public ground, you can do that all you want. If it's private ground, then someone might eventually ask you to leave some of the event staff. But Reese, have you seen, I don't know if you've seen these videos. It's on Twitter and it's on YouTube. There's this guy in LA. I think his account is called something like Record the Police or Record the LAPD. And so what he does is he records interactions with the police because he believes that police will be on their best behavior when they're being recorded. So he'll record other people's interactions with the police. And he does this on Hollywood Boulevard a lot, right? So he was doing this outside of the Scientology middle management building, the Hollywood Guarantee building. And the Scientology security guards physically interfered with him. So by doing that, he became their number one enemy. So or he made themselves like one of his number one enemies. So this guy will stand outside the test center on Hollywood Boulevard where the people are trying to hand out flyers and bring people in. And he will stand there with a camera and just all day be like, don't go in there. It's a cult. They're going to take your money. Don't go in there. Don't go in there. And there's nothing the Sea Org members can do about it because he's on the public sidewalk. I would actually like to be able to highlight some of his videos in my videos. The reason I don't is because he is quite vulgar. And I don't like platforming that type of behavior. It's not the language that I mind. I just don't like harassing Scientologists.
Yeah.
But if he wasn't cursing so much in his videos, I'd probably highlight it because I just think it's just interesting to me that is a sort of, I want to call it civil disobedience, but I'm not sure if I'm using the right word. People ask me all the time whether I think protests are particularly effective. And my answer is usually no, I don't think protests are particularly effective. But the kind of stuff that guy does, I do think it's effective. I just know a lot of people would find it very insulting and kind of degrading how he talks. But I do actually think that what he's doing is very effective. I mean, if people just took turns shifts, like, I don't know, if there was like 100 people and they each took like 2-hour shifts, and there was always someone standing outside the test center saying, don't go in there. It's a cult. Don't go in there. It's a cult. They just want your money. Don't go in there. Their stats would go to zero. I mean, that place's stats would go to zero. And why did I mention all that? Oh, because, when Scientology sets up a tent at a fair, there's nothing keeping someone from doing that as long as they're not, what do they call it? Making what do they call it when you make a big ruckus in public?
Like a disturbance, like
disturbing the peace. If you're not disturbing the peace, ma'am, just be aware. Dianetics, Scientology is a cult. You may not want to go in there. Sir, be careful. Dianetics, that's L. Ron Hubbard. That's Scientology. That's Tom Cruise. That's a cult.
Would you hold up like a big sign that says like Dianetics is Scientology? This is a cult?
Sure, you could. Absolutely.
It destroyed my family and ripped my family apart.
Absolutely. And I actually think that is worthwhile activity. I mean, you are keeping people from getting sucked in and suckered. I respect that kind of work. I prefer it wasn't with yelling. I prefer it wasn't with a lot of profanity. I prefer it wasn't with a lot of
insult.
Wouldn't do
that. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That's not my style.
I mean, I wouldn't do it at all because it's not my style. But I do. So it's something I can get behind it, though. I can support that.
Yeah, totally. Me too. I think that's cool. I don't know that it's something I would do.
Yeah.
But boy, it would be interesting. I think I'd have to have a person with me. I don't know that I would have the guts to do it by myself.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't have it in me to do that. I guess I feel like I have I forgot to turn off my notifications here. Let me put on Do Not Disturb. I feel like I already tried, like Scientology is already telling people I'm just an evil person against humanity. That I guess I don't feel like my videos feed into that narrative, but I feel like if I was posting up outside of a Scientology test center or a tent, it would kind of feed into that narrative. So I would feel a little self-conscious about it.
I could see that. Yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder what would have happened had I gone in and been like, I'm fairly stressed. I feel like I'm being followed. There's quite a few people commenting on my social media sites saying what a horrible human being I am. And I can't help but think it's you guys.
You should be like, I've got private investigators outside of my house. They work. Oh, you could pretend like you didn't know Dianetics and Scientology were the same thing. You could be like, I've got these private investigators sent by Scientology. That's causing me stress. Do you think Dianetics could help me with that?
Oh my God. Yeah. Cause they try to find your ruin. I could be like, these Scientology people won't leave me alone. And they've ripped my life apart and I've never spoken to my family since. Can you guys help me?
That's right. And then,
oh my God, I would love to record that.
Just pretend like you've got no idea.
Can you imagine like them body routing me into the tent before they knew that story and being super friendly and like trying to make the sale and get the customer? Yeah. And then how much their face and demeanor would change to be like, these Scientologists, they'd be like, okay, get out.
What would make it even funnier is if you actually bought the book. If you're like, will this book handle the stress that Scientology has caused me? Because I'm thinking of jumping from Scientology to Dianetics. Will Dianetics handle my Scientology stress?
Does my suppressive person declare apply to Dianetics?
That's right. Be like, I was declared at my Scientology center, but I've never been declared by Dianetics.
That would have been fun. That would have been really fun to be like, now, can I still belong to the Dianetics side of things? Since I never really did that side of things, can I still get some book one auditing?
That's right.
Oh my God.
So Reese, then the thing is, good day, ma'am.
Is it good day?
Ma'am.
I'm not Australian.
Well, good day.
I think you say words like
good day, sir.
That's too polished. I think you need a word like
howdy, partner.
That's better. I think we need to use words like yonder, y'all, reckon, I reckon.
Y'all have a good day now. You hear?
I was visiting my parents once in Nashville in a farm area, and one of the guys that worked for my stepdad I was in the back of a car, and my dad was like, "This is our daughter Reese," and I had never met the guy, and I was like, "Hi, I'm not going to get out. I'm not feeling too well." He literally pushed his head into the backseat of the car, and he was like, "You got the diarrhea?" He was like, "Oh, Lord Almighty." He was like, "I'll tell you what, I'd rather be beat by a briar bush." I was like, what the fuck did this guy just say to me? Who is this person? No joke. He just like right face. He's like, "You got the diarrhea?"
I can do that.
I was like, "Yeah, I can't hang with you, sir."
You got the diarrhea? I'd rather be beat by a briar bush. Mm-hmm.
You can't. No, you got to say, "Lord Almighty, girl, I'd rather be beat by a briar bush."
Lord Almighty, girl, I'd rather be beat by a briar bush.
Yeah,
than have the diarrhea.
You got it. You said it. It was
Y'all
so
have a good
weird.
Day now, you hear?
That's how it goes. That's how you do it there. That's how you do it. What a weird thing to say to a stranger. Oh, I always thought it was weird. I hate the word diarrhea, and I think it's weird when people use it in public and they're just like, "I have diarrhea." I'm like, I can't believe you shared that with me. I don't want to know. Like,
you got the muddy squirts? Oh.
You got mud butt?
You got Montezuma's revenge of the butt?
You got the muddy squirts?
The Mud Pie Mondays? What? Oh my God. Wait. No, wait. Dianetics can help you with that. Page 167. How do I get rid of the muddy squirts? Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard.
Did you call it the Mud Pie Monday?
Mud Pie Mondays will be history with 3 hours of Dianetics auditing.
I'd rather be beat by a briar bush. Those Southern people, they're so nice. They are very sweet in the South. But they're also, and you guys know how open I am about everything. Diarrhea is off limits for me. I don't want to know if Jeff has it. I don't want to know if a stranger has it. I have been around strangers who just openly discuss that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not feeling good about this conversation. I'm going to back out.
But you talk about shitting your pants all the time.
I know. It's just the word, like to go up to a stranger and be like, "Oh, I have diarrhea."
Oh my God.
Such a weird thing to say.
Remember, everyone, we have a hard stop in 18 minutes because Mike and Christy are going to be doing their live.
I'm looking forward to that. Did you see the picture they posted? He looks good.
I'm not sure that's a current picture, but I mean, it's a good picture.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure that it's not. I'm just not sure that it is.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think they stepped out of their house to do a photo shoot just to schedule a video, is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, you're right, but they just looked like it was like right out front. Like maybe
you can tell someone else took that photo. So I'm not sure they're like, hey, we've got a video. Someone take our picture.
Maybe their son did. I made Huxley take pictures of me and Jeff.
Maybe, but not just because you got a video coming up. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, let's hope it is recent because he looked good.
He does look good in that photo. Okay,
I'm looking forward to this tonight.
Joni Cummings says, Aaron, can you give this to Goldie because she is such a great mod. If you read Jenna live, you would understand. Oh, was the live chat just a total shit show? I was looking at the live chat. I didn't see anything crazy. But yeah, of course. Every now and then I give Goldie a lump sum payment of all the things people send me for her. So absolutely, Joni. A name sent $20. Well,
thank you. A name.
Howdy, partner. Thank you, partner.
Fancy.
Lisa Robinson, you two would have fit in here during Fair Week here.
Oh yeah, we would be good carnies. We would like to go to the fair in these hats.
Every now and then there is a fair that sets up at Countryside Mall about 10 minutes from me. I will. Next time they do that, I am 100% walking around with this hat.
Walk around with that hat and be like, you got the diarrhea? You got the, what'd you call it? The mud squirt Mondays?
You got the mud pie Mondays? Dianetics can help you with that. That's your body thetans. It's not you that has, you're in full blown whole track restem.
The squirts.
Body thetans were just shitting all up a whole planet and then ripped off the atmosphere and froze it all up into a shit cube.
And that's where I came from.
That's where Reese came from.
Dumped here like a poop.
Jana K with a super sticker. Thank you very, very much. Selena Michelle, love SPTV. Hit the like, peeps. If you're one of the 1,700 people watching live right now, do us a favor and hit that like button. If you like them Mud Pie Mondays, hit that like button. It's fast, it's easy, it's free. And it actually helps sometimes.
Did you just say it's free?
It's free.
It's fast, it's easy, it's free.
It's free, limited time offer. Buy one, get one.
I like it.
Lori Gomez. I remember having a visceral reaction to the Dianetics commercial as a kid in the 80s. Never in. Yeah, everyone remembers those commercials. And that's the thing. If a commercial is that memorable, you should keep doing it. Like, I mean, it's not that I want people to buy Dianetics, but this is why people wonder if the powers that be at Scientology are actually trying to succeed. Like, they don't actually do the things that, historically speaking, have been successful. Isn't
that one of the steps in the condition of normal? Don't change a thing.
Yeah, and also affluence attainment, doing the things that won, not new things untried as yet. That's a little more into the weeds. That's not in the well, no, that's probably in the new ethics book. Paula Puffer, Aaron doing infomercial in a giant hat is gold. Thank you, man.
That's a good idea.
Thank you. Robin Weldy, any idea if Life Success Seminars in the 80s was affiliated with Scientology? A guy named Jim Rohn put them on. Well, I'm not familiar with that, but I will say that Scientology does not very much look kindly on people doing things and calling it something other than Scientology. Now, I've spoken a lot about like the Scientology business consulting front groups, and that might seem to some to be an example of people doing Scientology and calling it something else. And I understand if people think that's what that seems like, but it is in fact not quite that. I'm going to guess that Life Success Seminars is not affiliated, especially if it's something that was very well known and it had its own brand and it had its own personality. Oh, you're saying Jim Rohn? Yeah. If it like one thing Scientology hates, David Miscavige hates, is when people become uniquely recognizable, known, and successful on the back of Scientology. Like they use Scientology to make themselves individually well known. That's something that'll get you crucified by David Miscavige. So,
oh yeah,
I'm guessing that Jim Rohn and Life Success Seminars had no affiliation, officially speaking. You never heard of those, have you, Reese? Dave Bowen, screenshots of you guys will definitely be used by Scientology to illustrate how you lose your mind after blowing.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope they make a video about the diarrhea with these hats on.
This is a special Scientology version of a hat because this hat blows BTs on inspection. Okay. This is a special BT blowing hat. Okay.
I like that. I like that.
Yes. This actually was developed by CST in preparation for OT 9 and 10. Okay. I can blow BTs 24/7 as long as I'm wearing this hat. I don't even have to go in session. I don't even have to make a strong. I don't even have to make a strong postulate. This hat was made with postulates. Okay.
That's true. But mine also has a little bit of power too.
Yeah.
It does.
How much OT power?
Well, not as much as yours, but my cowboy hat, my pink one, has the same as yours.
Yeah.
I guarantee
that
it.
makes sense. That does make sense.
Oh yeah.
Queen Diva just selling in a Facebook sales group and said at the top that I spend my time watching my anti-Scientology. And this one chick asked me if I was a Scientologist. She was one and got mad and left.
Whoops.
I'm telling SPs are the ones that really have the powers. I mean, SP should stand for superpowers.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
We look you guys in the eye and you get cancer. It's true. That lady had a case of the Mud Pie Mondays.
That's right. Yeah, just being in proximity to us will cause you to lose all of your Scientology gains. That's our special SP superpowers.
All that money you spent down the drain.
Down the drain. Just think of how many hats like this you could have bought for all that money. And you'd be much happier. Much happier.
Oh, a lot happier.
Laura Font, theory why they don't issue official goldenrod declares. If they do, then SPs won't be obligated to participate in the Scientology arbitration, just like you discussed with Zach. It is a contradiction. Yeah, this is referring to a chat that Zach and I did last night. I mean, honestly, the reasons they don't officially issue the goldenrod declares is because they don't want them on the internet. That's the real reason.
Oh, for sure.
There's no other reason.
It out there.
There's no other reason because they will show those declares to Scientologists. It's not like they're trying to deny that they exist or anything like that. I forgot to turn that light off. Okay, E.G. Johnson, since they track your flight arrangements, might be fun to buy a full fare changeable ticket and change the travel dates a few times per week every week. It's true. That would be fun. In this case, they already know where I'm planning on being and when, and that's the sentencing of Danny Masterson. And I got to tell you, it's going to be a lot more fun looking these Scientologists in the eyes now that Danny's already convicted than it was even when he was on trial. I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah.
Much. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I might have to ask Graham Brewer if he shows up whether he thinks he's next and how many years he'll get. Hey, Graham. If Danny Masterson, and I'll ask Graham after the sentencing, let's say Danny gets 40 years. Hey, Graham, Danny got 40 years. How many years do you think you'll get? Yeah, baby. Oh, seriously. Yeah, baby. Marsha Bentley, Church of Scientology got a booth at Comic-Con. What's comical in Scientology? Oh, excellent question. It wasn't strictly speaking a Scientology booth. It was actually an L. Ron Hubbard science fiction writer booth.
That's stupid.
Yeah. So it was for Author Services, which is a very senior level Scientology organization. They are L. Ron Hubbard's literary agency, and they represent publicly at these events all of his fiction works, his pulp fiction works, his science fiction works, his fantasy works. So they didn't have any actual Scientology books at the display, the booth. It was all L. Ron Hubbard's science fiction works. Not one mention of Scientology anywhere in that booth. Yeah. The One True Morbs, loads of those police auditing videos. Genius. I am actually a huge fan of these First Amendment auditor record the police videos. I've had, and I didn't always used to be a fan of those videos, but after I've had some extremely negative interactions with the Clearwater PD, I love watching these record the police videos. I just wish he wasn't quite so vulgar and angry so that that doesn't fit on my channel. I can't put that on my channel.
Right.
But man, I love those videos. I'm not
I'll have to watch them.
Yeah. Andy Fabulous, you could be witnesses for Leah as to what fair game does to people. Well, I'd be shocked if I don't end up being one, to be honest, Andy. You can also get the court to require a warning when taking course and OT level. That'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that the courts could actually tell Scientology what to do to their own members. I'll tell you the one thing the courts did force Scientology to do. The courts forced Scientology to put that sign, that label on the bottom of the e-meter that says this is a religious artifact and is not used to diagnose or cure anything, and cannot be used to diagnose or cure anything. That the government forced Scientology to do that. So I don't know. Hasn't made much of a difference, but Alana S. Peter. Alana S. P. Oof. That's S. Peter. Alana S. Peter. Oh man, I would love you to crash the Dynetics booth, Reese. It would be so satisfying.
That would have been fun. I should have thought about doing it.
That's okay. There's always next time. Reese couldn't resist the meme. It was too easy. What is she talking about?
I'm not sure. Unless someone did send me a meme yesterday that was really funny, but I have a hard time connecting people's YouTube handles with their actual names. So I don't know if it was her.
Right. Jolie Douglas. Tom Cruise says people can leave Scientology anytime they want. They just don't want to. Howdy from Texas, y'all. Howdy, fellow Texan.
That's right. That's hat
right. Tom Cruise did say that. I forgot that Tom Cruise said that. That's actually one of the stupidest things he's ever said.
Yeah. It's really stupid.
Because he's like, people can leave Scientology anytime they want. They just don't want to, except for my wives.
Oh, that makes me think of our courses we came up with.
Except for anyone who's ever had a relationship with me. Even his Scientology girlfriends have left Scientology. Tom Cruise creating more SPs than David Miscavige.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
What's this?
Aww.
Mickey for Goldie, best moderator on YouTube. Reese, best way to get a hold of you regarding Huxley's football needs.
Email Reese Quibell, QUIB as in boy, ELL, Mickey at gmail.com.
Cool. Shit, we've only got 6 minutes left. Here we go.
No, hurry.
Andy Fabulous. The courts could require a warning placed on each Scientology door with a pic of you both, like this, saying warnings, teachings may cause brain damage. You need overalls. Oh, John, I have overalls, and now I will be wearing them next time if I haven't accidentally thrown them away in the last couple of years. Keela McDonald. Aaron, will you please get Reese a merch store? Oh, yeah, we've got to set up your fourth wall store. We have unlimited content watching you two.
Yeah, let's do it.
Keela, on the Jenna Live, people was quite rude about how she spoke. Oh, is it because she says like a lot? I smelt a pusa. Oh, that's Osa and Poo together. Happy Labor Day to you both. Did you ever celebrate it when you were in? No, Labor Day is not a real holiday. I mean, in Scientology, I mean, I don't know that many people consider it a real holiday, to be honest. But no, Labor Day is not a thing in Scientology. Yeah, business as usual. Yeah. Happy Labor Day, guys. Enjoy. You too.
Thank you.
Oh shit! How do you say this?
Bisou. That's my friend Audrey, and I'm wearing my Bisou necklace, and I'm wondering she lives in France, and I wonder if she saw that. It's so little.
Joli chapeau. Joli chapeau.
Bisou means kisses.
Oh, what does joli chapeau mean?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, Cat. Oh, I said I was going to remember how to say this.
Mariettes.
Cat Mariettes. Saving money for Rinder. Oh, I guess you mean super chats, but had to say hi to y'all. Well, hello, Cat. Thank you.
Love you, Cat.
Good to see you. Birdie Babe 83. Reese, do we get to hear any more audio tapes?
I think so. We're going to go through Aaron and I, but he's leaving this week. But yes, we will. We will.
Awesome. Was having a hard day, but you got me laughing.
Happy to hear that, Ann. That's why we're here, Ann. Oh, show off.
Andrea Beltran, who is the little girl with the guitar at the end of your videos? That is my youngest daughter, Brisbane. That video was probably her when she was 3 or 4 years old. She is now like almost 13 years old. So I've been trying to get her to recreate the video. She doesn't want to do it, but maybe one of these days I can get her to do it. Steve Britton, please see my regular chat regarding fax machines. I remember seeing something, Steve, but it's lost in the wind. Susan Chambly, I've read all the SP books, Rinder, Headley, Miller, Wright, etc. I don't understand why tax dollars can't go to government investigation of Scientology. Susan, maybe it is. You never know. Destiny Salazar, is diarrhea BTs the reason why Osa smells like poo? It's a good guess, though. Yeah, it's a good guess. I mean, could be.
Ridiculous.
Lori plays, Aaron, we need you to use cooter in a sentence in the character of your cowboy hat. I'd be like, well, come on by this evening now. You hear we're having some cooter stew. All right.
Oh my God. But you don't say, you got to say cooter. The other day you said cooter.
Cooter stew.
Guys.
We're having a cooter stew and seafood boil. All right. Come on around now. You hear?
Grody.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yoo-hoo.
This is one of my favorite names on YouTube. Rexican Messler. Next possible big physical protest on the church. We all need to wear those big ass hats. Yes, that would get a lot of attention.
Yeah, would.
Love Pure says, sorry, Reese. Annette here.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Annette. I still don't know, but somebody sent me a really funny meme because I was having trouble and internalizing and taking everything personally. And she sent me this, me if I was Alice. And the Cheshire Cat says, we're all mad here. And she goes, at me? Because I take everything personally. If that was her who sent it, I'll have to go back and look. But thank you, babe. We need to hurry.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. John Sostovsky, they should have a sticker on the email that reads, device has been linked with cancer.
That's
Touché.
a good point.
Touché. Well, so I realize if we end right now and it redirects, they're just going to be 2 minutes of silence. So it's okay if we wait like an extra minute here, whatever.
Okay. Well, while we're waiting, you guys, somebody come over and subscribe to me. I lost a couple subscribers yesterday because I told some people that don't like me to leave.
Oh, for reals?
Yeah. I was like, if you guys don't support me and don't like me and we're a family here, if you don't like that, then go. And so some of them did. And I think that's a good thing. We're looking for quality, not quantity.
Gosh darn diggity damn.
And I can tell there's good people in here.
We've got about 60 seconds left. Let me pull up your channel. You are linked.
I'm getting close to the 10,000.
Awesome. You are linked in the description down below. And here is Reese's channel. If you're watching on my channel, guys, if you're one of the 1,800 people watching live, hit that like button, please. Do us a favor. Hit that like button. And go subscribe to Relatable Reese. Guys, I have this live stream scheduled to auto redirect to Mike and Christy's live stream that starts in less than 60 seconds. So you don't have to change that channel. I'm going to end this stream and hang tight. You'll be redirected, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening.
See you tomorrow.
Thanks to everyone who watches until the very end, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.
If you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click